more upon Kevin's report that the accident number is no higher than it has been in years past.
Since we dropped the speed limit.
Right.
I'm guessing.
Right, right.
That's the biggest point.
Right.
I think we do those things, but I think we find out how much it costs to do a structural study on that board. How long it takes to get one done. And bring it back to us, and then we should probably do it.
I know the DOT,
I'm not sure I want to say that much to have traffic change.
I know the DOT late last year did their traffic count. Those numbers aren't available yet. They'll be available sometime this year. So that tells us how many vehicles are going through that intersection and so forth. Sure.
Okay, any other questions on that topic?
Well, there's a possibility, it wasn't for sure, but there could be some DOT funding to help do that study.
Sure.
Not for sure, but the Snyder and Associates said it was brought up a few years ago, but it was on the DOT list. So they're gonna send out an email, just start some conversation, get some talk, so there could be a possibility of some funding from the DOT on it.
Because either way, it sounds like we're gonna do the study before we're gonna do anything anyway, so.
Yeah.
If the study could be half paid for by them or something, we might decide to do it.
Okay,
Thank you.
what else, Jason?
That's really all I had. Well, I guess I will. We did, as part of the runway extension project, well, I should say, at the same time, it wasn't part of it. Some riverbank stabilization, riprap, was done on the east side. So I've hired, it's come up, especially since the flooding of March. And now that we've done all that paving of extending it, we get pretty close on the west side with that runway. So the question came up, especially at airport advisory meetings, on what can we do on the west side? Well, we can do the same thing. We can do riprap. So the same firm that has done the last two riprap projects out there will be doing some more riprap on the west side starting in March. So hopefully it doesn't eat away at that riverbank anymore. And hopefully doing it in March, if we do have flooding this year, at least that'll be in place by then. It'll still, it's not going to stop water from going over the runway, but it's going to stop, hopefully, eating away at that bank and continuously getting closer to that runway until we get the river rerouted. But,
Okay.
Whoa, that's like an act of God.
but that's,
Yeah.
that's all, so we can go into annual reports.
Okay,
We do them in order there. Todd, YMCA.
Todd said he doesn't mind waiting though.
Nope, I'm setting the pace here for the guys behind me, so we'll just get going.
this ain't gonna take long then, huh?
Nope, it's not gonna take long. Mike told me he had to be out of here early today, so. You can go through, and if you have any questions at any time, just stop me and we can discuss, but you can kind of see, kind of like what we did last year, kind of to give everyone a breakdown of who's using the pool throughout the season. I break it down by the lap swimmers, the open swimmers, parties and classes and swim team and stuff. Kind of gives you an idea of who's using the indoor facility. Once again, this last year, which is not technically a season because our seasons go from about the beginning of October through about the end of April, beginning of May. But you can see we had over 7,100 visits at the indoor pool in 2019, a little bit under what we had in 2018. But again, a very good usage of the pool. And some of that is just dependent on, of course, parties and swim lessons are by demand. So that very fluctuates. On the second page of the indoor aquatic, you can see I've listed some of the main revenues and expenses that we've had. Revenues over last year were up about a little over $2,200, and the expenses were up about $3,600. At the bottom portion there, the memberships to the indoor pool that we sold this year, you can see we sold 100 memberships that consist of 169 people, and that was up over 2018 and way up over 2017. Back in 17, I think we only had 59 memberships to the indoor pool, and this year we had 100 that purchased those memberships at the beginning of the season. Over to the outdoor pool.
Wait a minute, I want to ask a question.
Okay, yep.
What's this IP 13-71?
Okay,
What's that stand?
so indoor pool, that means the indoor pool, we had 13 family memberships consisting of 71 people.
Okay,
So as you get to the bottom, that means we had 100 memberships into the indoor pool and 169 people within those 100 memberships.
thank you for clarifying.
Yep. So like I said, that's a increase over last year and a huge increase over 2017 where we only had 59 memberships up there. So
Okay, thanks.
yeah. Outdoor pool, third page. Of course, during this, it's pretty much from Memorial Day to Labor Day. You can see the attendance was just over 11,700. That was down quite a bit. Some of it we contributed to our neighbors to the north that decided to open up a brand new outdoor facility, and so yeah, it was definitely our memberships to the outdoor pool this season were down only about 24 memberships though. So we still had good attendance and good memberships sold out there this year. And as you turn to page 4, you can kind of see our revenues and expenses. Our revenues were only, even though we sold less and we had less people, our revenues were only $1,600 less than it was last year, even with all the decrease in attendance. And our expenses were down a little bit also. So even though we did have the big influx of people that were trying out the new place up north, we did have actually a very good summer. A lot of improvements that were made out there. We have the handicap accessible restroom that was out there with the new siding that was put on the top of the buildings, the sunshade features that we put up outdoors. This fall, Robin Clemmy came in and we redid all the floors in the locker room areas to update that. There were plumbing updates, painted walls, and just recently we put new gates up so that entryway where you come into the pool, there's always a hidden area there. And so new gates were installed to keep people out of there from doing vandalism when we're not around there. And that will be a nice addition to have out there. So we can close those off at night and during the off season so we don't get, like I said, people vandalizing areas inside that where it's not easy for anyone to see that are in there. So a lot of those happen. We're going to be doing some updates again out there this summer. The big slide has been there for many years, and I don't know, Brad, if we can even, it's been there probably 20 years at least already. Yeah, we have to do some work on that, repairs to that, and there's going to be, of course, always concrete work that are going to be done out there too. So a lot of good things at the outdoor pool. And finally, for the Y portion of it, you can kind of see our swipes into the facility, our memberships, the total memberships by the end of we take a snapshot at the end of the year. They were only down, we had 461 memberships composing just over 1,000 people, and last year we had 472 memberships. So approximately the same. Programs that are growing up there our summer camp is just ginormously growing. I mean, we're growing at 20 to 30% over the last 3 to 4 years. Our mini basketball program, our soccer programs are growing. We're actually having to double up field sizes out there for soccer because we're getting so many kids participating. Same for the mini basketball. We had over 200 kids participate this January and February in mini basketball. We continue, our after-school program is been steady. We offer the tutoring in there, and lots of new senior programs that we're offering at the Y too. So those things are continually evolving and moving at the Y. So we will be starting very soon with some renovation up at the Y. So you're going to
Thursday. How's those pickleball boys coming?
They're fantastic. That's all I'll say. They're just great. So yes, we're going to be starting some renovation up there. You're going to see we met, Jason and I and CMBA met with all the subcontractors yesterday afternoon. So very shortly you're going to see action starting happening on our renovation and construction.
So the big thing with that whole thing is making sure that that building is still operational while all the happens. So that's all laid out. Hopefully that all goes smoothly. I believe Thursday, if not late Wednesday, stuff inside should start happening. And then I think it's about a month from now. I thought according to the schedule, so later March, you'll start to see stuff outside. So the addition will start. But
What's the target for completion?
December 1st. Substantial.
Yeah, substantial stuff, because we'll have to have some of the new stuff done before we can renovate about 3 areas in the inside.